Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Andrew.
How are you?
I am very well,
Okay,
thank you.
wonderful.
Do we love everyone who went to Syracuse? I'm not going to go that far.
I have a list of people that I don't like. I'm sure you do as well. Do you want to do the list on the air?
I suppose we could.
Yeah, it's probably
like this game.
they're probably a little. I mean, we like Brockman. Do you like Brockman?
I don't know if Jeff and I know each other.
Is.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
good. See, but can we clip that and save that for later? I don't even know who Brockman is. Chris Brockman, one of the producers here in the Peanut Gallery over here, seated to my left. Chris, what year were you at
Chris,
SU?
I apologize. I love Brock.
2002. I think, Jeff, you and I were there around the same time.
Okay. Did you guys?
When were you? 2000 what?
2002.
Oh, Christ, we graduated in the same class. Now I feel really...
All right, we've officially taken it off the orange rails here. I was class of 90-something. Jeff, let's talk about this new agreement we have, and we can get into the finer points of the financials in a little bit. I think it'll bore most people, but some of the stuff, some of the fine print here, people at home are going to go, wait a minute. They had to write into a deal that every player on a spring training bus needs to have 2 seats. What?
That is actually legitimately written into a collective bargaining agreement. That's tens of thousands of words and hundreds of pages, but like these are the things that sometimes are important to players. And look, we can all understand wanting our everyday lives to be better. You leave the lawyerly stuff up to the lawyers. You leave the economic stuff up to the economists. And sometimes you just need a little extra room on the bus. And these are large men by and large, and all of us know what it's like to be on an airplane in a coach seat next to somebody who might be a little bit hefty. There are some hefty people in baseball clubhouses, and so if they can get buses where they get 2 seats, then damn it, they're going to get buses where they get 2 seats to themselves.
Not to drag this one out, but Jeff, is there a grievance mechanism here written in? I mean, what if, for example, one of the equipment managers, they got to get from point A to point B, they got to get from Scottsdale to Tempe, and someone sits next to someone on the bus, then what?
I hope a grievance is filed over the bus clause. I would absolutely
Wouldn't
love
that be
to
awesome?
see that just to see what the reaction would be. But if during the playoffs, it's fascinating to see the number of buses that show up to bring one baseball team. And a lot of times there are family buses, multiple family buses, but the Indians during the World Series, I believe it was 5 buses. It may have been 6 pulling up outside of Wrigley. It was a complete disaster outside there.
And we all know that there is not enough room for parking for 1 bus outside of Wrigley. Forget about 5.
Yes, that is correct. So the way it snarled traffic up, I got stuck in it because before every World Series game, I would do a couple laps outside just to get the vibe and take it all in. And I got stuck behind the Indians bus cavalcade twice, and I did not learn my lesson because it's not fun.
He is a man of the people. He walks around the stadium and walks around Wrigleyville as well, covers baseball for YAHOO. Jeff Passan joins us. This new CBA, Jeff, also includes a clubhouse chef, I believe, for every team. Also includes a ban on smokeless tobacco, but they're going to grandfather, obviously, some of the players in, but they're going to have someone, like the NFL, Jeff, has someone there on the sideline before every game checking to make sure your socks are the right color and they're pulled up and your shoes are the right color and there are no uniform violations. Is there going to be a dip guy now making sure that people are following the dip rules?
There already has been a dip guy, yes. And if there's an employee at Major League Baseball who watches games looking for all sorts of different things, and chewing tobacco will absolutely be one of those things. Now, the enforcement question, will they be able to do it? I mean, I almost feel like this is the equivalent to the marijuana rule in baseball. Like, as long as you're on the 40-man roster, you're allowed to smoke pot. And players do this judiciously. Now, they can be fined for it, And when they continue to do it, Major League Baseball is not happy. But I know of one player who was approached by somebody from Major League Baseball, and the person was there to collect a fine for having smoked weed and been caught on a drug test with THC in his urine. And the player wrote a check for twice as much as the fine that he was being charged. And the guy from MLB looked at him and said, this is too much. And the player looked back at him and he said, this is for the next one, too.
Jeez.
So I feel like this is going to be what it's like with tobacco. They're going to try and do it, but nothing's going to change. It's baseball. Tobacco's part of the culture, and it's always going to be.
I don't know what's more amazing there, the fact that the guy knew he was going to smoke again and was already paying it down, or the fact that he had a check.
No, you know what? Checks are actually pretty prevalent in baseball clubhouses because a lot of times players use checks to tip clubhouse attendants. So there you go. Yep.
Well, speaking of, by the way, money, we're talking to Jeff Passan again, and we will get to the financials in a second, I promise here, although it's a lot of white noise to a lot of people here. They are now getting their meal card, or rather their meal money on the road on check cards, and that was a big deal?
Yeah, they've been trying to avoid that. Players have been trying to avoid that for years because you can't spend a check card at the strip club.
Funny how that works. Funny how that works.
I mean, you can't make it rain with plastic, can you?
I mean, you could, hypothetically. It's like hail, wouldn't it be? It would make it, I don't even know anymore. So the teams are, instead of giving them wads of cash, and for those who don't know, what players often, regardless of sport, you get an envelope. You just literally get an envelope of cash as your per diem, as your meal money. Sometimes it's in your locker. Sometimes it's when you check into the hotel, and it's in a hotel envelope along with your room key. They don't get this anymore. Now they're going to get the check card.
I believe some clubs have the option of either going with a check card or cash. So I think the check card was not an option in the past, but now they have these clubs have flexibility.
All right, Jeff Passan here. Final 2 minutes. I want to get to the money here for the CBA. The one most important financial item that fans should know about in this new agreement when it comes to club spending, international spending, whatever it is what?
I'm going to go 2, and I know that wasn't the question.
Fair enough.
The hard cap on international spending is a big deal, and that is something that the players have tried to avoid for a long time, a hard cap on anything, and they acceded to it here, and it was shocking to Major League Baseball that they were able to get that in place. The second one, and the one I think that's going to have a more profound impact, is the luxury tax ceiling. It starts off at $195 million. It maxes out at $210 million. The penalties get more significant the higher you get. If you are $40 million over the luxury tax, the penalties are really severe potentially, especially if you go out and sign a free agent. You can lose a second-round draft pick, a fifth-round draft pick, $1 million in international money, and your first-round draft pick in the amateur draft would go down 10 places. So there are a lot of levers in place that are going to potentially prevent teams from spending, and it makes me and a lot of other people worried that come 2021, when this deal expires, there's going to be a lot of contention and a potential labor war.
Yeah, you said, I believe you used the word nuclear in your piece, yes?
Yeah, I think that pretty much describes what people see the future looking like for baseball. And look, things can change over the next few years, and there's a tendency to get a little caught up in the moment right now when a deal is signed, but there are enough potential pitfalls in place where it could get pretty ugly.
All right. The Pipe Shot Podcast. Check it out. Yahoo, Jeff Passan, at Jeff Passan. He went to Syracuse, and he gave us the line of the day, who is Brockman?
I believe it was who the hell is Brockman.
Who the hell or who the heck or something like
good,
that. Jeff, thanks for coming on, man. Enjoy the winter.
All right, boys. Take care.
If you can. Jeff Passan.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.